Europe Pacific Capital, Perth Mint, we do that. Go on our website. Also, I have the website goldyoucanfold.com, but we store a lot of gold in Perth. Store gold with gold money. Open up a gold money account. Have some gold stored there. They have all different countries you can choose from to pick your vault. I just would not put it in a U.S. bank because that's the first place they're going to go if they want to seize your gold. And the American banks are going to be more than happy to cooperate because the governments control them. The governments regulate them. If they don't do what the government says, they're out of business. So you have no privacy, no freedom when you're dealing with an American bank. Including my bank, or nobody has privacy or freedom anymore in America. It's very unfortunate.
You're saying that's why they're saying Bitcoin all the way after they have to do that.
Oh, you said Bitcoin all the way. Well, see, just because you had a bad experience with gold doesn't mean you should go with Bitcoin. I mean, first of all, I lost all my Bitcoin that I had in my wallet, so it's not like you can't lose your Bitcoin. Now, yes, had I known about the seed phrase and the password, then I would still have my Bitcoin. But my main concern about Bitcoin is not that you lose your Bitcoin, which could still happen, right? I mean, one of these days, a supercomputer is going to hack the entire network. If Bitcoin survives long enough, it's going to be taken down by technology. But before that happens, my main concern is not that you lose your Bitcoin, but that people who want Bitcoin lose interest in it. That the bubble collapses, that the Ponzi scheme, chain letter, pyramid, however you want to describe it, it runs out of fools and the market implodes. So that's what I don't trust. What happens after the halving comes, right? And now the reward gets cut in half for mining Bitcoin. But what also happens if the price of Bitcoin gets halved again and it's down to 2,000 or 1,000? I mean, who the hell is going to want to mine Bitcoin? And if all the miners go away, then, there's nobody mining the store. Bitcoin requires a tremendous amount of energy to power the network. I mean, maybe it's a little cheaper now with oil prices down, but I think it's a very inefficient form of money. It's a very inefficient medium of exchange, and it's not a reliable store of value because it has no value to store. So no, I think do not get into Bitcoin. Just, don't hold your gold at a bank. Just find a better place to keep your gold. Don't get rid of gold and just buy fool's gold instead, because I think that is going to lead to disaster. All right. This is Kieran Mata. I have gold and silver in my portfolio. Do you recommend any U.S. sector stocks to buy? Look, yes, there's all kinds of great stocks that you can buy. But again, my main recommendation is that you let Adrian Day pick your gold stocks. He's managing my gold fund. The Europe Pacific Gold Fund can be bought directly at EuropaCificFunds.com, can be bought through any broker at Europe Pacific Capital, can also be bought through other discount brokers if you have accounts there. Just remember, it's risky. You can lose money as well as make money. And there's a prospectus that outlines the risks. So before you invest, read the prospectus. And that's what, I'm saying that just to cover my bases with the regulators. But of course, I also believe nobody should gamble with money, speculate with money that they can't afford to lose. So, but I think the risk-reward ratio, upside potential, far exceeds the downside risk. So as long as you can afford the downside risk, and then you might as well shoot for the upside potential. Saul Hazier. I've gotten 12 people to open accounts last week. I want to work with you in Puerto Rico. How can I apply to Europe Pacific Asset Management? I have my own portfolio. Yeah, look, we are hiring at Europe Pacific Asset Management. And where I'm going to be hiring a lot of people is as soon as we get our Canadian registration. This is taking me so long. It's incredible how long I've been pending with IROC as a Canadian RIA. But once I am approved, we are going to be working with a lot of Canadians. I have thousands and thousands of Canadians who have been interested in working with me over the years. I have their names, email addresses, phone numbers. People are contacting me every day. So I'm going to need people to work with me, to help me with the Canadian customers. We're going to be putting our funds. We're going to be registering the funds. We're going to start with the gold fund. So pretty soon, my gold fund will be available at any Canadian brokerage firm, discount broker. You'll be able to just call up and buy my gold fund. But yeah, so if you are interested in working, just send the email to Paul at Schiff Radio, .com, right, Paul? Is that your email? Just let them know that you're interested in working, and and if you move down to Puerto Rico, here is an interesting thing about anybody who moves here to Puerto Rico takes advantage of the low taxes. If you work for me, you will get paid in a way that you barely pay any taxes. Your effective tax rate is going to be tiny. It'll be lower than 10% on whatever you earn working for me. So yeah, I mean, the tax breaks are available to anybody who comes down and works for a company that is in the export services business. And that's what we do. We provide export services, and there are tremendous tax benefits for people who work for companies that are doing what I'm doing. I'm holding money in call options on short 3x bear financial ETF. Yeah, then you're probably making a lot of money if you can buy funds that go up when the financials go down. Then you're making a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, I think the financials are going down. They've already gone down a lot, so you should probably take something off the table. I don't really know where you are from a profit perspective, but it can't hurt to at least take your original investment off the table and maybe a little profit to press it, because you're fighting the Fed. I mean, with all this bailout money, with all this stimulus money, there could be a big, massive, face-ripping rally at any moment. And I don't know, about the expirations on your options, how much lower time you have. Question. Oh, I was just on the moving. I got to find those questions again. Oh, here. Jeff Trungle. Thanks, Peter, for doing this. If you talked about this already, I missed it. Love the podcast, by the way. Gold and silver. Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely answered that question because it's the same wording, right? Call options. Oh, yeah, I went Barrett. Okay. Chris Petrie, thanks for doing this. Paid $20. All right, you get a shout out. Holly Robbins, $20 question. Small online business, bunch of money sitting at PayPal. Is it worth putting into what? Gold, silver, or leaving it in cash? I would, if you don't need the money right away, real money, gold and silver, always preferable to fake money. Just money substitutes, cash. So yeah, if you don't need the cash right away, it's going to sit there for a while. It's just going to lose value to inflation. You're not getting any interest on it, so you might as well hold gold or silver. Cameron Shea. Love your stuff, Peter. GDX bounced off the bottom well, but looking shaky. Look, GDXJ is also swinging around wildly from premiums to discounts, which is something I've never really seen it until recently. So it is very volatile. Again, it's an index of a bunch of names. So I prefer that people just buy my gold fund because we're not buying everything. We're buying the stuff that we think is going to do the best and avoiding the stuff that we think is going to do the worst. This is from SEK or no. I guess that's the money in Swedish krona or something. 275. Hi, Peter. Were there similar economics between Europe's golden age and the U.S. golden age? Well, sure. Whenever you have a golden age, the similarity is freedom. Whenever people are free from government, they're going to create prosperity. So prosperity is inversely proportionate to the amount of government a society has. The more government there is, the less prosperity. And government is synonymous with freedom, right? If you have more government, you have less freedom. If you have less government, you have more freedom. The way that government can help protect your freedom is to do what our government did. You have a limited government that secures your liberty, that protects your property from people who would want to steal it. And that's how you have a free society, when government protects what you own and protects what you earned. When you have a government that takes what you've earned, that's a problem. And that other expression, a government big enough to give you everything you need is a government big enough to take from you everything you have. And that is the unfortunate trade-off that so many people have made. They buy into the promise of something for nothing from government. Let me see. Is it reverse buying or reverse ETN stock? Look, I don't like these leverage products. They're trading vehicles. They're not long-term investments. It's Tanga Delta. So no,